Hey guys, as always, it's the Digital Pumpkin Cat, and today we will be unboxing, setting up, doing a demo, and review of Big Lots 2024 Animatronic Crow Scarecrow. This is one I always knew I was going to get because, you know, he's freaking awesome. And if you didn't know, yesterday, or at the time of filming this, yesterday was Friday the 13th, and Big Lots, along with many other companies, did have a sale, but Big Lots was the biggest sale of all, having every Halloween thing in there 50% off. So I was going to get two props. I was planning on getting the werewolf and this guy, which are two props I knew I was definitely going to get from Big Lots this year. They did not have a werewolf. They did have a ton of these guys, so I picked one up for only 75 bucks, which I think is well over worth it. So let's go ahead and open the box. This guy is, of course, made by Techie. I think he is one of the craziest scarecrows we've ever gotten. And there's your first look inside the box, just the scarecrow and some poles. Let's just pull everything out. You probably know how these Techie boxes work by now. Everything's just tied together. But take a look at that awesome scarecrow. The face is amazing. Of course, all one piece, hands, arms, body, everything. The hat is really good quality too, very thick. Same with the clothes. It's typical Techie stuff, but it is pretty good quality. And the blue is very, very nice quality too. And the arms it's some felt material. And I just love the sculpt on the face. Amazing paint job. Love that face. Pumpkin-y type, gross, scarecrow-looking face. The only scarecrow pumpkin guy we've gotten so far, I think, is Smiling Jack. So it's great to see another pumpkin scarecrow in retail. And you know, when they make them, they're great. And I really, really love the look of this guy. Next, we have the three crows, and here is one of them, very nicely sculpted, a ton of detail. Love how the anatomy looks, and just love these little guys. So actually, the only things left are the base, the control box, some poles, and some cover-up poles to make it look like wood. Now let's get into the setup. Base and poles. Control box. Pole with the light, snap locks in right there. And now we throw the scarecrow on, and I don't know about you guys, but he definitely looks like the Distortion's Scarecrow Wrath to me, and I've said that in a lot of my videos. And I think it's great that Techie obviously got a lot of inspiration, in the least. I don't want to call it a knockoff, but I think it's great that we can get something close to the character in retail. And there we go. He is really tall. Next, we snap lock these two wooden looking poles in to his side to look like he is actually on the pole. Next, we put on all of these little guys inside those connectors in his neck right there. And now in that very, very simple and short setup, he is all ready to go. Fortunately, I do not have a fog machine for the demo. Same deal with Demonic Gatekeeper, so he will be just a static for the demo. But I will adjust his clothing and arms and stuff like that and just fix him up, get his wires going, and you guys will get to see the demo right now.
Trespassers will be mutilated. I will drag you down into eternal darkness, and oh yes, there will be blood. I'm watching. I'm waiting. I'm hungry. I can taste your fear. I'm
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the Big Lots 2024. I keep saying Crow Scarecrow, but as you can see on the box, Raven Scarecrow, which, sounds much better and makes much more sense. And, this is my review of him now. I like to start with the negatives, so let's do that. And, there's really none. Except there are a few, of course. This is the case with every retail animatronic except Cuts. But this fog hose, I wish it was detachable so it wouldn't hang like this. Because if you don't have a fog machine like I do now, and I'm planning on displaying him right now, actually after I'm done filming. So that fog hose is just kind of gonna hang out like that, and it looks really ugly. So I'm gonna try and zip tie it in like a circle, I guess, to the mechanism or something, so I can just have it not like that. I wish it was detachable, but it's not. And the fingers, these are kind of like Darling Dolly fingers, but unlike Darling Dolly's fingers, it's not detailed at all. I wish there was some print on here, just like Darling Dolly's. And, that would make it much better in my opinion. Just this plain burlap looking felt doesn't do it justice, and if they're trying to make it look like sticks, again, I wish it would be more detailed, like Darling Dolly's, and I just wish that was changed. And those, I think, are except you can, I guess, kind of see the mechanism, when it goes around, but I wish this whole thing was a little longer and it came to, maybe here, so that would be less noticeable, but it's in plain sight right now, and you can even see the stickers, everything, and I wish that was a little longer right there, but that's kind of an easy fix. And that's just all my negatives. There's, really only 3 that are kind of small because they're all pretty fixable. And now let's get into the positives. So the positives are that I think the character itself, I said he's probably got some inspiration from the Distortion Scarecrow Wrath, and I hold on to that. But I just really love the character. The crows circling around him is an animation that is very, very simple with, of course, a turning motor that we see in a lot of animatronics, but it's used very, very uniquely. I don't even know if that's a word. And I just really love how they use the turning motor here to make the crows look like they're flying. And as you can see by that dark demo, it really looks like they're flying because this pole does not really show much resemblance in the dark, which mostly you'll be looking at him in the dark because he's just going to look great in the dark. And I really love how they added this extra detail, the pole going through his shoulder. A lot of scarecrows don't have that, and I think it gives this guy in particular a lot of character. Speaking of character, even though he has those extra details here, the extra details, he doesn't just have a lot of character. His character has extra details. Like that, the crows are heavily sculpted, as you can see. I love the crows, or Corgus, whatever Distortions calls it. And I really, really love the face sculpt. Such a badass sculpt on that. And the paint job is really, really nice. A lot of shading here. And I just love how that face looks. I love how his giant hat looks with, of course, it coming up like that. And I love his color scheme too. Black, orange, burlap looking, and blue really, really work for me. And it really works on this type of character in particular. And his phrases are probably the most menacing phrases we've seen on a Scarecrow since Thrashing Scarecrow. And that's, that's pretty menacing. So this guy's phrases is just, I'm not usually into phrases. But of course, people are going to hear the phrases. And this guy's phrases are just perfect in my opinion. I love the tone too, other than the character, aside from the details and stuff. I just love the tone. The dark, scary, gloomy colors, and the dark aesthetic with the crows, and the moldy looking pumpkin face, and the giant long ass fingers, and the height, and just how the clothes are all ripped and clothy and stuff and torn. It just all comes together to make, in my opinion, probably the best Scarecrow prop we have ever gotten in retail. And come on, its retail price is $150. You cannot go wrong. So thanks for watching, and as always, Digital Pumpkin Cat, like and subscribe. I am really happy with Raven Scarecrow, and I highly recommend him. He is going to be the centerpiece of my pumpkin patch.